The end of the Cold War and New World Order. The end of the Cold War in 1991 marked a significant shift in global geopolitics, leading to the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the emergence of the United States as the world's sole superpower. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 symbolized the triumph of democratic ideals over authoritarian regimes, culminating in Germany's reunification in 1990. Former Eastern Bloc countries transitioned to market economies and democratic governance, seeking integration into global economic and political systems. This period was characterized by optimism for global cooperation and peace, supported by international institutions like the United Nations and the World Trade Organization. However, the transition brought societal upheavals and challenges in adapting to new political and economic realities. Economic globalization and technological advancements. The post-Cold War era witnessed unprecedented economic globalization, driven by technological advancements and policy liberalizations. The 1990s saw the rapid expansion of the Internet, transforming communication, commerce, and information dissemination. The establishment of the World Trade Organization in 1995 and numerous free trade agreements facilitated global trade and investment, leading to significant economic growth, particularly in emerging markets like China and India. While globalization lifted millions out of poverty and fostered a more interconnected world economy, it also exacerbated income inequalities and raised environmental sustainability concerns. The 1997 Asian financial crisis highlighted the vulnerabilities of interconnected economies, but did not derail the overall trend towards greater economic integration. Shifts in global security and new conflicts. The end of the Cold War reduced the risk of nuclear confrontation but gave rise to new security challenges and conflicts. The 1990s and early 2000s saw ethnic conflicts and genocides in the Balkans and Rwanda, prompting international interventions. The September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks on the United States marked a significant turning point, leading to the War on Terror and military interventions in Afghanistan and Iraq. These conflicts underscored the complexities of addressing non-state actors and asymmetrical warfare. The proliferation of terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and ISIS posed new security threats, leading to prolonged military engagements and debates over the balance between security and civil liberties. Cyber warfare and the use of technology in espionage introduced new dimensions to global security. The rise of China and shifts in global power dynamics. The early 21st century has been marked by the rise of China as a major global power, challenging the unipolarity of the United States. China's Belt and Road Initiative, launched in 2013, aimed to enhance global trade connectivity and infrastructure, extending China's influence across Asia, Africa, and Europe. The global financial crisis of 2008 to 2009 further shifted economic power towards emerging markets, highlighting vulnerabilities in the Western financial system. As China grew economically and militarily, it began to play a more prominent role in international institutions and sought to reshape global governance structures to reflect its interests. This shift has led to a more multipolar world, with other emerging powers like India and Brazil also seeking greater influence in global affairs. Social movements and the quest for equality. The post-Cold War era has been marked by significant social movements and struggles for equality and human rights. The spread of democratic ideals inspired movements for political freedom and social justice worldwide. The Arab Spring in 2011 saw pro-democracy protests across the Middle East and North Africa, leading to the overthrow of autocratic regimes, but also resulting in instability and conflict. Movements for racial and gender equality, such as Black Lives Matter and #MeToo, highlighted systemic issues and sought to address discrimination and abuse. LGBTQ+ rights advanced, with many countries legalizing same-sex marriage and enacting anti-discrimination laws. However, these movements faced backlash and resistance, underscoring ongoing struggles for social justice and equality. Environmental challenges and climate change. Environmental issues and climate change have become central concerns in the post-Cold War era. Scientific consensus on the impact of human activities on global warming led to international efforts like the Kyoto Protocol in 1997 and the Paris Agreement in 2015 to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. However, implementation has been uneven, and global emissions continue to rise. The effects of climate change, including more frequent natural disasters, rising sea levels, and changing weather patterns, have become increasingly evident. Environmental degradation and loss of biodiversity are critical issues. The transition to renewable energy and sustainable practices has gained momentum, but significant challenges remain in balancing economic growth with environmental sustainability. The global response to climate change is shaped by environmental policies, economic interests, and political will. Technological innovations and the digital revolution. The post-Cold War era has seen remarkable technological innovations, leading to the digital revolution. The proliferation of the internet, smartphones, and social media has transformed communication, commerce, education, and entertainment. The rise of big data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning is revolutionizing industries, creating new opportunities and challenges. Technological advancements have enabled greater connectivity and access to information, but have also raised concerns about privacy, cybersecurity, and the digital divide. The dominance of tech giants like Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon has reshaped the global economy and raised questions about monopoly power and regulation. The advent of blockchain and cryptocurrencies is disrupting traditional financial systems, while issues related to data security, ethical AI, and the impact of automation on employment become more pressing. Political polarization and the challenge to democracy. The post-Cold War era has witnessed growing political polarization and challenges to democratic institutions. In many countries, populist leaders and movements have highlighted discontent with traditional political elites and institutions. Economic inequality, cultural changes, and the rapid pace of globalization have contributed to a sense of disenfranchisement among segments of the population. In the United States and Europe, populist movements have led to significant political shifts, such as the Brexit referendum in 2016 and the election of Donald Trump as President of the United States. The erosion of democratic norms, the spread of misinformation, and the manipulation of social media have raised concerns about the resilience of democratic systems. Authoritarianism and illiberal democracies have gained ground in various parts of the world, challenging the assumption that liberal democracy would be the inevitable outcome of the post-Cold War era. The struggle to uphold democratic values and institutions remains a defining feature of the current global landscape.